Good day, everybody. It is always a great pleasure for me to greet you all in our meetup program with the English Department, UNS Solo. Once again, this program is a sharing program held by English Department Faculty of Cultural Sciences, Universitas Sebelas Maret Solo. I'm Taufiq the host of the meetup program. We have two different sessions, the academic session and also public voices session. Today is our first public voices program, and I have already invited the students as part of our stakeholders. Again, to inform you all, this program can be accessed through our YouTube channel and also podcast. We will have weekly updates, so do subscribe to our channel. This program is recorded via Google Meet as we practice the protocol of physical distancing and staying at home amidst the pandemic. And today, we will discuss about mainstream developed in department in the eyes of our student who focus on a certain mainstream. Baik semuanya, senang ya bertemu lagi dalam program Meetup bersama Prodi Sastra Inggris UNS Solo. Program ini dapat dinikmati melalui kanal YouTube kami dan juga dapat didengarkan melalui podcast. Hari ini dalam sesi suara publik, saya telah mengundang dua mahasiswa Prodi Sastra Inggris untuk berbagi tentang pengaruh keagamaan yang dikembangkan Prodi Sastra Inggris. So, hello Dayen, how are you today?
Hi sir, I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for your availability to share with us in Meetup program. And also we have Adilla. How is your weekend doing, Adilla? How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm great too, sir.
Okay, that's great. Okay, hey, by the way, I need to introduce you all to our viewers, before we start our chit chat. So we have Rahma, Dhian, Karisma, Putri, and she preferred to be called as Dayen. And she's 20 years old right now, and she come from Supervisor, Central Java. And she told me that she used to be the head of the EdCom press division in 2019, and also the account and customer relationship management of ISAC in UNS staff 2019. She was also the chief editor of Eden magazine issue number 15, and ever achieved as the first place of news anchor competition English Department House Challenge, and also one of the top finalists of News Anchor English Competition di Newsfest. She also shared to me that her major interest is on communication, journalism, and also broadcast. And future expectation is pursuing the media and communication career. So, Dayen, how are you? Great.
I'm great.
And then on our second guest today is Adilla Chrisna Prameswary. She's 21 years old, and she comes from Surakarta. So she's the girl in town, and her achievement activities. She was the head of English Department Community in R&D Division 2019 Research and Development, and she was also liaison officer of Indonesia Menari 24 Jam. This is one of a great program owned by the city of Solo. She's also a swimmer and storyteller, and her future expectation, she wants to be a cover subtitle and art. Hello, Adilla, once again.
Hello, sir.
Now, we can start our discussion today about mainstream that we have in English department. So as I have mentioned earlier, that we give options to our students to develop their focus of study, to shape their focus of the final project research. And we call this as a mainstream. In English department, UNS, we have 4 different mainstream. They are linguistic, and then translation, and also literature, and also American studies. And Dayen, in what mainstream are you?
I'm in linguistics mainstream.
Okay, so Dayen is in linguistic mainstream, and Adilla, what about you?
I'm in translation studies.
Okay, so Adilla is in translation studies and Dayen is in linguistics. Yeah. Oke, jadi di program studi sastra Inggris UNS kita mempunyai 4 pengarus utamaan yang bisa dipilih oleh mahasiswa untuk fokus ada penelitian mereka nanti di semester akhir untuk skripsi, yaitu ada linguistik, kemudian penerjemahan, sastra, dan kajian Amerika. And for today's program, we have students coming from 2 mainstream, and we will discuss the other mainstream in the next meeting. So let's talk to ask them why do they choose this program. So, Adilla, why do you choose this program?
Okay, I choose this program because I'm interested in translation. And I also have some experiences in translating, especially for children's short story. And when I was in high school, my teacher here, especially French teacher, she often gave us short story in every meeting, so that we had to translate it from French into bahasa Indonesia. And we did it again and again. Sehingga itu bisa menjadi kebiasaan bagi kita dalam menerjemahkan. So I like to translate.
Great. So you have experience in translating, and then you have this major interest. So I believe that you're happy choosing this mainstream because it is your experience and also your interest. And Dayen, why do you choose a linguistic? Do you have any specific reason? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there must be always a reason behind every decision, right? Okay, so
right.
This question is actually like a really a typical question that people usually ask, like why did you choose this mainstream? And then actually, like at the first time I was actually also confused what actually mainstream that I should take. So that I actually kind of like approach one of my lecturers, and then I kind of like having this consultation, and then just like Taufiq mentioned in the earlier about my interest itself, I'm actually interested in kind of like communication, and then I actually really like to engage with people and communicate with a lot of persons, right? And then I actually kind of like wonder, is there actually a mainstream that suits me the most? After I done a consultation with one of my lecturers, luckily or finally, like there is this linguistics major that actually can provide me a media or a place where do I actually can dig more experience and knowledge about my interest, because linguistic itself is a major which you actually learn how people communicate each other, or how do actually people like use a language itself when conversating like in a daily basis. So that is actually what is my reason on joining this linguistics major, because like this suits me the most, like how do I engage with people, learning the language.
Okay, I think worth it. You guys are like two happy students because you really choose based on your interest. Yeah? So jadi dua-duanya sama karena ada pengalaman dan karena ada ketertarikan secara personal pada mainstream, dan kebetulan bisa diwadahi oleh kedua mainstream tersebut. So guys, that's also the purpose of providing option for the student in terms of mainstream, because our student can choose like a mainstream based on their future interests, just like Dayen, because have like a great interest in communication and language, especially, then linguistic would be like the best mainstream for her, while Adilla like having experience of translating. Were you coming from a language program in high school, Dilla?
Yes, I come from language program, sir.
Okay, so because
we are focused on French and English and also Germany language.
Okay, so you're like a polyglot. So you speak at least how many languages then? Because you learn like 3 foreign languages, while we already have Bahasa Indonesia and Bahasa Jawa, right?
Yeah, I'm learning 3 foreign languages on my school.
Okay. Okay. The other thing that also I need to ask, after you decided to choose the mainstream, then you have to deal with that, like in terms of your study, like the courses that you need to choose. Now, my question is that in what semester actually you started to decide the mainstream that you would like to focus on? Adilla, if you would like to answer first.
I decided to choose a translation program in, I think, at the beginning of the semester, sir. In the
Okay.
semester, because based on my experience, so I decided to choose translation program.
Okay, so you decided really early, so you know what you would like to do, yeah, from the early semester. What about you, Dayen? Did you need like sometimes to observe? Or...
Yes, we actually kind of like started in the same time, like really in this early semester, like in the beginning of the sixth semester. So that is actually like really one day before like I choose the linguistics major.
Okay, great. So both of you actually know what you're doing. But what about for those like still confused what mainstream that they would like to do? Um, do they have like a time to decide this? I mean, based on your conversation with your friends, and what semesters normally your friends really firm? Okay, this is my mainstream.
Maybe the one thing that we have to do is actually kind of like know ourselves first, like what are actually our interests, and then what is actually the thing that we kind of like really wanting to learn about, and then we actually really can start from the early of the semester. Well, maybe not really in the first or second, because like we learn on the basic subject and the early semester, but we can actually kind of like starting to kind of like a targeting like what is actually our mainstream that we're about to choose, like from the third semester or the fourth semester. There are actually an introduction subject that we can actually get in the third or fourth semester before the linguistics I'm sorry, before the mainstream itself, like, and then we can actually know like which are the subject that actually like be really the most interesting for us, and then we can actually like kind of like mengira-ngira gitu kalau misalkan ini memang yang paling tertarik buat kita kayak gitu, ya berarti kita bisa memantapkan diri lah kayak gitu.
Oke, jadi ada mata kuliah introduction ya di semester-semester awal sebelum kemudian mahasiswa itu memilih. Jadi ada kesempatan untuk mendapatkan introduction atau pengenalan dari berbagai mainstream tersebut. Okay. What about you, Adilla? Based on your talk with your friends, yeah, do you think that your friends also similar to your case, like having like a firm choice of the mainstream from the very early of the semesters?
Yeah, same with Dayan. We will know our interest by joining the basic or introduction class at the earlier semester, so that we can conclude what major that we want to join or what major that we want to mempelajari lebih jauh. Jadi seperti itu.
To learn deeper, yeah, in the program. Okay, talking about learning deeper, yeah. So you started like to have the focus on the fifth semester, right? Like to have the mainstream, yeah, to sixth semester. So what courses do you take in translation? Starting from Adil, what courses that you learn that it is different from the other mainstream?
In translation program, there are some courses like advanced translation theory, and then English to Indonesian translation, Indonesian to English translation, and also what else? Like EAP, or maybe there are 3 specific courses in translation program.
Okay. So there are like courses that related to the translation. So because our focus is on English language, then the translation mata kuliah penerjemahnya adalah penerjemahan Indonesia Inggris dan penerjemahan Inggris Indonesia. Selain dapat teori penerjemahan. What about in linguistic, Diane? What make your course is so specific comparing to the other mainstream, Diane?
In linguistics itself, we study kind of like quite very subject that we learn in here, like different from the translation mainstream, which they actually learn about how to transfer language A into language B. But meanwhile, in linguistics itself, we study actually how this language is used by the user itself. And then, for example, I'm mentioning like maybe like 4 subjects that we learn in here. The first one, we have sociolinguistics, and then we actually learn pragmatics, and then SFL, and then the CDA. CDA is critical discourse analysis. Like this is the most like kind of like challenging subject, the most challenging subjects like from among all of the others, just because like we need really a critical thinking in this critical discourse analysis.
Okay, so you start actually rolling to my next question. What are the challenges that you may face? Okay, so you already mentioned about CDA, but a further challenge that you think you can share to our viewers, what are the challenges in your mainstream, Dayen, based on your experience?
Basically, in this linguistics mainstream itself, actually, there are a lot more enjoyable things rather than the difficultiness, but then still I still face some challenges in this linguistic mainstream, like just like the one thing that I already mentioned in CDA itself. So this specifically this critical discourse analysis is a subject which we learn about how actually what is actually an ideology behind a person, and then how it actually affect on how people communicate with the others, and then on how do we actually learn about this ideology itself. It's really need our critical thinking, and then we actually do a lot of discussions, do a lot of research behind it. So yeah, that is actually the most challenging part of it, because like we really cannot kind of like straight ahead to jump into a conclusion and then actually kind of like, oh, this person is actually like this, like this, like this. No, but we can actually have to do a lot of research behind this. So that is actually the challenge.
Jadi belajar dalam linguistik kita tidak hanya belajar bagaimana bisa menggunakan bahasa ya, tapi juga mempelajari bagaimana ideologi di balik penggunaan bahasa itu. Nah, dan ternyata juga butuh berpikir kritis dalam analisis atau riset yang dikembangkan di dalam mainstream linguistik. Okay, what about you, Adilla? In terms of challenges that you feel so far in facing the courses of in translation.
So there are also many challenging things in translation, but we are as translator enjoy it. But the first challenging thing is we have to learn more, and we have to master the other language. We know that it's not instant to learn the other language, because different languages have different perspectives, structure, and also culture. So it takes a long time to learn the other languages. And also in translating, we have to know the whole text first before translating it into the other languages. So we have to know some aspect like method, technique, and also like strategies in translation, like who is the target readers, their background, and also the goal or the purpose why the text should be translated. It is very important for us to choose the good diction. It will attract the readers to read our products, our translation product.
Dalam penerjemahan dari Adilla menggarisbawahi bahwa tidak selalu hanya menggeser dari bahasa Inggris ke Indonesia atau sebaliknya, tetapi ada perbedaan struktur, perbedaan budaya yang itu akan menjadi tantangan dari seorang penerjemah. Ya. Tapi tadi Adilla juga mengatakan bahwa ini suatu hal yang sangat bisa dinikmati karena mempunyai ketertarikan yang tinggi di bidang penerjemahan. Okay, so that's about the challenges that students may have by choosing the mainstream. But then, how do the courses that you take in this mainstream will contribute to your future orientation or expectation? Dilla, so I believe that you want to be a translator. So how these courses will shape your future, or how this contribute to your readiness to welcome your future?
Yeah, based on my experience, and also I have learned from this program, so I believe I can contribute to the jobs based on translation words translation studies, like the per subtitle or guide.
So your future orientation is want to be a translator and then dubber, is that?
Yeah, dubber and
Okay.
subtitle.
I will come back to you because you mentioned about a subtitle, but before that, I would like to go to Dayen. Dayen, what about you? You mentioned earlier about your future interest in language and communication, but then what are the specific things from the courses that you take you think will contribute to your future orientation?
Okay, so maybe I cannot actually say like which actually the specific course within the linguistic itself, which is actually
Right.
the one that affect the most in my future career. But because like I think all of the courses that includes in this linguistics major is actually kind of like combined within one, and then so I kind of like take the small things from there and then actually kind of like execute it in the practical learning. For example, like just like I mentioned earlier about my personal interest, like I wanted to actually pursue my career in media and communication, which is actually I can actually kind of like get big support, a huge support from this linguistic mainstream, because like just I also mentioned earlier, like linguistic itself is actually how do we learn, how do we we learn about how people communicate within each other, so that I can actually take that knowledge on how am I kind of like wanting to do this professional communication further in my future careers.
So it's like a holistic approach. It's not like a something separated from the others, but rather one is like a but it's becoming related one to each other.
Right.
Will contribute to your
Right.
future. Okay, so I will come back to Dilla. You mentioned about dubber and then subtitle. I know that this is like a today's job, like when media is becoming what's like the major communication tools of the people. So you would like to have a career like in subtitling. What do you mean by like this types of career?
I choose this career, one of this career, because I have experience in the course of English and English to Indonesian translation. There I learned about how to make movie script, and
Mm-hmm.
then we have to insert it into the video and also upload it into YouTube. And that's my experience during making a video about subtitling. So that
Okay.
I believe I can I can be a subtitler based on my experience.
Oke, jadi ini dipelajari di kelas ya, bagaimana menggunakan teknologi subtitle ya, atau terjemahan teks ya di dalam media,
Yeah.
di dalam mata kuliah penerjemahan. So actually, this is a part of the courses that student might learn, and then it is also like a today's popular career as media is becoming the major communication tools in a globalized society. Okay, so as this program is also useful to share to the public about the mainstream program, because you already know like I learned linguistic like in short. So what is linguistic mainstream?
So I will say like linguistics mainstream is a really good start for you guys that kind of like really interested in something kind of like communication field, or maybe how do you actually learn a language itself, because like language is really a major thing and then really substantial thing that people of course use in a daily life. So if you kind of like really interested to learn how do language works, and then how do actually language used by the people, and then how do actually people communicate each other, you may enter linguistics mainstream.
Oke, thank you Dayan. Jadi
Right.
linguistik itu concern pada bahasa, bagaimana bahasa itu digunakan dalam ranah komunikasi dan belum terkait bahasa, gitu ya kurang lebih ya. Okay, so for those interested in linguistic, yeah, I think you can also use this definition provided by Dayen. Yeah, after studying linguistic, now you can say what linguistic is. So what about you, Dilla? If I ask you, so what is like a translation major?
Oke, jadi buat teman-teman bisa ambil ilmu penerjemahan. Kalau kamu suka tantangan, kamu bisa ambil penerjemahan karena it's so challenging, and also you can help people, other people. Like if you will be a guide, so you will help them by giving information and as of becoming facilitators in communication between two people who speak different languages. And the main point is you can help people. Dan kalau kamu ambil ilmu penerjemahan, translation, kamu juga bisa mempelajari membuat video tentang memasak, membuat video tentang voice over atau dubbing, terus seperti tadi juga subtitling juga bisa. Dan juga membuat cerita anak digital juga. Seperti itu, Pak. Jadi banyak pengalaman juga kalau ambil ilmu penerjemahan.
Okay, so in translation, underline is like helping people, yeah, to be able to access information across languages. Yeah, okay, and also Adilla underline that it's going to be like a challenging things, yeah, because there are varieties of activities and also profession that you may choose, yeah, by using this mainstream. Okay, so now I would like to develop the talk in terms of your student activities. Is whether the student activities in English department that you conducted, because I saw from your profile you both were active in student activities, right? So, are there any student activities in English department UNS that you can guys use to enhance or to contribute to the development of the skills and knowledge related to the mainstream that you focus on? Diane, do you have any activities? I saw that you also joining many different activities, right, Diane? Would you please like underline several activities that you think also contribute to your expertise in linguistics?
Yeah, sure. For sure, we can actually find a lot of various activities outside our daily learnings on linguistics itself. For example, we can actually join the Himpunan Mahasiswa Sastra Inggris called EDCOM.
Right.
Yeah, EDCOM is English Department Community. So in there, we can actually join several different division. For me myself, personally, like just like mentioned in the earlier, I'm interested in some kind of like communication and something like that. So that's why I joined the press division. Press division is actually a division which you can actually use or combine your language skills, and then we also use or facilitate the perkembangan teknologi kayak gitu. Misalkan kayak kita juga utilize the internet, and then we actually utilize the digital platforms, and then there is where we can actually develop further our language skills in press division.
Right. So jadi ada organisasi mahasiswa ya di Prodi Sastra Inggris tadi Himpunan Mahasiswa Jurusan ya atau EDCOM yang akan memfasilitasi kegiatan mahasiswa terutama terkait interest termasuk interest di bidang akademik seperti yang Dayen sampaikan tadi. What about you, Adilla? Do you also find any student activities in English department program or outside that you can use to enhance your skill in translations?
Okay, like Dayen said before, we can join HMP, Himpunan Mahasiswa EDCOM, itu bisa. And then joining competition like storytelling and debate, and also making a video digital program or short story through online platform, and also being liaison officer in some event in Solo.
Oke, ya. Jadi ada tambahan lagi ya, selain kegiatan di Prodi juga bisa bergabung dengan kegiatan-kegiatan yang diselenggarakan misalkan di level kota Solo, ya, karena kemampuan bahasa Inggris dan juga kemampuan tadi menjadi translator atau interpreter itu menjadi bermanfaat ya pada program-program khususnya internasional begitu. Okay, so yeah, what will you say to your junior, because this program will be also watched by your junior who wish to choose one of the mainstream. So you're from translation, maybe you would like to give them like information or even warning. You can just share to them.
Untuk adik-adik yang mau ambil program translasi, saran dari aku sih, kalian harus memperdalam ilmu kebahasaan kalian. Terus kalau ikut kelas introduction sama basic itu jangan pernah bolos ya. Ikut terus karena itu sangat-sangat bermanfaat banget. Apalagi kayak ini di semester atas ini saya kan dapat dubbing, dapat subtitling. Nah itu di kelas introduction tuh kalian bakal diajarin di situ basicnya. Jadi ikuti terus dari basic kelasnya itu aja. Habis itu sama kalau bisa kalian mempelajari bahasa secara otodidak. Entah itu kalian mau lihat video atau ikut komunitas bahasa di Solo itu juga ada, kalian bisa ikut itu. Dan memperbanyak komunikasi dengan orang asing juga tuh lebih bagus.
Okay, so what's like a deepen the knowledge in terms of language aspect will be very important, yeah, to be underlined over here. You can do it by joining community and then involving in the programs, or like find any networks to practice the language. And one other thing, yeah, to be serious. You cannot just miss the classes, especially for the basic classes, because it will be like a really useful for the next level, yeah, in terms of translation. Okay, thank you, Adilla, for this information and also warning. Yeah, what about you, Dayen? What will you say to your junior if they want to be part of the linguistic mainstream?
Okay, so first of all, the basics, just like Adilla said, itu benar-benar emang penting banget untuk tidak membolos kelas ya, adik-adik. Tolong dipin ya di otak kalian kayak gitu. Pokoknya jangan pernah bolos kalau misalkan kuliah. And then first of all, kind of like for the English department itself, I would say that English department is really a great major for you to start to actually learn in the university, because just like we know, we use language every day, and then English specifically is an international language, which is very, very important for us, apalagi kalau misalkan untuk generasi milenial, untuk generasi penerus bangsa, untuk bisa mahir dalam bahasa Inggris, karena just like we know, we use English like everywhere, like in almost in every kind of like really professional occupation, English is really important there. Nah, jadi kayak untuk kalian yang mau belajar bahasa Inggris itu kayak bagus banget untuk kalian masuk di English department. Terus specifically untuk linguistic itself, kalau misalkan kalian ada interest ke kebahasaan dan kayak kalian gimana untuk mempelajari bahasa itu digunakan, gimana mempelajari lebih dalam application or the utilization of the language itself in a daily conversation, and then how do we actually elevate this language usage in our professional career. Linguistics is really a great place for you to start to learn in English department. Jadi ya, aku tunggu semuanya kehadirannya di English department. Itu aja dari aku.
Okay, thank you Dayen for sharing ya. Di garis bawah ini bahwa bahasa Inggris adalah bahasa internasional. Tentu saja ini akan memberikan kita akses kepada banyak hal, apalagi di era hari ini ya, era milenial yang kita mungkin terhubung dengan dunia yang lebih luas, dunia global. Kita perlu bahasa penghubung. Ya. So English can be a useful tools to develop communication across nations in the global world. So guys, thank you very much for sharing and spare your times to this program, meetup program with English Department, Faculty of Cultural Sciences, Universitas Sebelas Maret, Solo. We have to end the session today. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm Taufiq Makmun. See you again in our meetup program. Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm quite good today. Nice to meet you.
Okay.